72, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. We've got a couple of teams, Greg, that can make it happen with the defensive front. That's going to be a huge focus on this game.
With the importance of the passing game in today's NFL, Mike, you know how great it is to be able to disrupt that timing and throw off the quarterback's rhythm. And no better way to do that than by being able to get after them, especially with your defensive line. You don't have to blitz. You don't have to bring a fifth rusher. Keep that secondary intact. If this defensive line can cause havoc in the pocket for this quarterback, it's going to go a long way towards slowing down what's been a very good offense.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
Short pass taken in by the tight end. Big strides. Look at him go. And he will finally be taken down inside the 10-yard line.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Now a chance to pay off that big play. They have it first and goal. Off the bootleg. Here's May. That one to the sideline and incomplete, and a penalty flag now comes in late. Maybe no receiver in the area on that one. The task a bit tougher as they face second and goal. Pass brought in by Chark.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line, and now it is fourth and goal. They'll go. Here's May. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to have it here as they'll start from their own 7. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's going to take a shot down the field. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. He's got his tight end. That's Travis Kelce. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he's going to have the Chiefs first down. They'll have it by a lot. It turns out to be a big gainer on 4th down. They'll look to throw. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he'll be taken down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. 2nd down and 3. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple. Been a good drive, but they need to convert here on 3rd and 5. He'll drop to throw. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Chiefs.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result.
Oh, and now look at this. It's a fake. This will be incomplete. Not sure what they could have seen that makes this a good call. Going for it with a fake on an extra point, and they get nothing out of it. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. And the Chiefs are in great shape here as they take over at their 46.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a 1st down. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. That's into traffic, but taken in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, KC. He's got another one. His 2nd touchdown of the evening. Now it's a fake. They'll flip it to the kicker.
I just can't wrap my head around that decision, Mike. I mean, think about it this way. If you want to go for 2, by bringing your extra point unit on, you have to snap the ball from the 15. If you keep your offense on the field to go for 2, you get to snap the ball from the 2-yard line.
Here comes a return from the end zone. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. Here's May to throw it on 1st down. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. From out of the gun, here's May. Got a man open downfield on the crossing route. 17 yards on that connection. 1st down, New England.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game. The drag route, we used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. A really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. May to the air once more. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. And he will have a first down, and they're into field goal range now at the 30. May to throw again. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Now the Patriots going to use their first timeout, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So not quite first and goal. It's first and 10. They're pretty close. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. May to throw on second down. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, New England.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end in the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. But let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here going into halftime changes this entire game.
The decision is made. The offense will stay out there and go for 2. Working out of the gun, it's May. And he takes it into the end zone, so they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. Four seconds still to be played in this half as that one's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Chiefs 12, Patriots 8.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half. Now, on the return, he has lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Back to throw. Here's a ball thrown deep, right sideline.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big...
A big hole! And he's going to take this one all the way! 72 yards! Touchdown, Kansas City. They find the end zone through the air. Greg, that is one of the most popular plays because it works so often.
You're right, Mike. We see it all the time. It's a 4 vertical concept. But the key is you've got to stretch the defense and put pressure on the secondary. That's exactly what they were able to do here. They take advantage, and they go deep for 6.
Here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will only be to muster the 20-yard line on that return. On 1st and 10, here's May. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. It'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing is May.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And the struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for 4th down. And he's going to have the Pats' 1st down. They managed to convert. That'll keep the drive alive.
Years ago, people would have thought you were crazy to go for 4th down on your side of the field, but that's not the case anymore. We're seeing it more and more often play out across the league. In this case, not a bad job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball, but he's able to find some space with his legs, and he's able to pick up the conversion.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. May gonna look to throw. That's 3. 3rd time tonight he's been intercepted. And his offense is going to be